I'm going to read this Tim Norman thing. And I watched Sweetie Pies. I love the show. It was a cute show. You know, it got really weird when Tim and his mom stopped speaking and he tried to like overtake her restaurants and kept opening up restaurants without her permission. Then he put her in court. Miss Robbie is 80 years old today. So the show was on, let's say 2016, 2017. She was in her mid to late 70s when Tim was doing his foolishness. Then it came out that him and Janae broke up. That was his son's mother. They were engaged, never got married because Tim that wasn't on his radar. Then he dated Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives, and she had a police. She went to the police about him and tried to get a restraining order saying he was crazy. And Tim's story kind of matched nothing of Jennifer's, and it was like, maybe it's her. Jennifer Williams, we apologize because we did not know that you were telling the truth. So I'm going to read snippets of the article that I found online. So it says he's facing federal charges alleging he conspired with an exotic dancer in the murder of his nephew, Andre. Now, hold on. Out of everybody you know, because Tim, you was in jail for 10 strong years. Everybody you know from the jail circuit, from the post-jail circuit, from the pre-jail circuit, and COs, you decide I'm going to get me a stripper to help. That's a different topic. The 41-year-old son of Robbie Montgomery, he was arrested the other morning. So it gives a basic years of how he started the show, Welcome to Sweetie Pies. He's feuded with his mother over money over recent years, and she sued him for opening up restaurants under her brand without her permission. There are court records to prove that. It was messy, it was public, and here's what happened with this whole situation. So it says, the federal authorities say Norman executed a far more sinister conspiracy to have his teenage nephew killed in 2016, according to the criminal complaint unsealed today. He had taken out a $450,000 life insurance policy on Andre Montgomery in 2014, and he was the sole beneficiary. Now, the history of Andre, Tim, and Miss Robbie is Andre wasn't doing well with his mom. He was getting in trouble. So Miss Robbie said, I'll take him and I'll try to change his environment. She had him working at the restaurant, helping out with Charles, which is her other nephew, and he was doing well. He graduated like high school. She got him a tutor. Like, he was changing his life and turning his life around. And it says in 2016, Norman was living in Los Angeles. Phone records obtained by investigators showed that leading up to Andre's murder, Norman and a Memphis-based dancer named Taria Ellis headed to St. Louis and communicated over burner cell phones. Ellis, the stripper, also started contacting him and sending her Instagram account handle, Alexis the Great, AlexusDagreat, if y'all want to look her up, and texting that she'll be visiting St. Louis. I'm on my way in town, she wrote him in an email on March 10th, 2016. According to the court records, 3 days later, Tim flew to St. Louis, booked a room at the Chase Plaza Hotel. The next day, March 14th, so that was 4 days later, the stripper contacted Tim to figure out where he was according to the complaint. The cell phone records show that he texted her the address of a house in the city. The stripper then contacted Norman. That night at 8:02 p.m., March 15th, this is going to be, at 8:02 p.m., Andre was shot to death at the house on Natural Bridge where Tim told the stripper to go. I don't know what kind of stripper this is, that she's just shooting people. But, we're going to move on because I don't see that. Something else is wrong. Location data from the burner phone put her at the scene, and in one of Montgomery's final calls, he spoke to his girlfriend, who later told the investigators she could hear a woman's voice in the background. 1 minute after Andre was shot, the stripper made another call to Tim. Despite being at the scene of Montgomery's murder at 8:02 p.m., the stripper His first phone call was not to the police, but it was to Tim Norman at 8:03, which was where her phone was that they pulled from the towers and the records. The phone records would then show the phone moving on Interstate 55 on Norman's phone, flying back to LA, arriving earlier in the morning after the killing. March 15th, both of the burner phones went dark, which means they probably threw them in the water, crushed them, took the SIM card out, who knows. In Memphis, the stripper began depositing money. Now, she was negative in her account already. She was negative $3,000 in a checking account that she had, and then another, negative $3,000 in a checking account that had previously had negative balance, and another of $4,300 in savings account open on the same day. On March 17th, she deposited $1,900. On March 22nd, she and her mother and daughter flew to LA, where Tim went back to. And back to LA, there's not information on the court records of what they did there, but authorities say location data for her mom showed at least one occasion where they were with Tim. At the end of April 2016, which is the following month, Norman wired Ellis $700. Tim waited a week to try and collect on his murdered nephew's life insurance policies. On March 21st, he called the bank, but he never provided documentation required and still hasn't gotten the money to this day. So all this, and you still ain't got no money. And it's 4 years later. He is now held without bond at a jail in Madison County, Mississippi. He and Ellis have been charged with conspiracy to use interstate commerce facilities in commission with the murder for hire resulting in death. The commerce facility is just the FTC people. They ain't nothing but a cell phone. The case is being investigated. I would like to know what came into light that this all sparked. There's so many missing pieces, and I'm very curious. And Tim just, why would you get him killed for $450,000? You had multiple restaurants in multiple avenues, multiple states, cities, and you were doing well. Maybe he snapped, maybe something else is going on. I will post a link below, but I hope and pray that Miss Robbie is able to heal from this, because she lost her son for 10 years when he went in jail, and now she's going to lose him again for life, if depended on whatever the jury says, because it's a conspiracy to commit murder for Tim, but the stripper's going to jail for life. Because if they saying she did it, can they prove it? I don't know, because it's been that many years. And then his mugshot, he was smiling. So I'm like, something is wrong. And it's like, usually when somebody in your family gets killed, murdered, shot, whatever the case is, and then they find the person, you feel vindicated. You feel relieved. Oh my God, thank God they found the killer. Like, I can rest now. Miss Robbie, you lost your nephew and you losing your son at the same damn time, and she still can't see TJ. So I'm hoping, like, her grandson. I can't believe it. Like, it's just shocking, disrespectful, awful, and all of this, and you don't even have a dime to show for it. And now Miss Robbie got to go clean up your mess at all these other restaurants at 80 years old and try to maintain them, close them down, and lose money. Like, oh, what a tangled web we weave when we don't use thread. All right, y'all. Bye.